Hello, I'm Mark Dolinski. I'm the Director of Business Services for the Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And we're here to celebrate Manufacturing Month, which is the month of October. And we have a special guest with us today, Zachary Haupt from Continental Tide. Welcome.
How you doing today, Mark?
Well, one of the really neat things of being in the chamber is to get to see some of the organizations and companies in Reading and some of their uniquenesses, and I think Continental Tide really fits the bill.
Well, we definitely greatly appreciate being a part of the Reading and Berks community and being a part of the chamber. You guys have been nothing but great to us, and we love the area, so we're very, very happy to be here.
Great. Well, tell us a little bit about your company, and perhaps was there anything that really helped spur the growth of the company in Berks County?
Sure. I mean, Continental Tide's about 5 years old. We just turned 5 in June of this year, so just celebrated that birthday. We started very small, only a couple employees, I think about 12 when I came on 4 years ago. I'm one of the oldest employees now, so it's kind of interesting to really see the growth of the company over the years. We started with 2 offices in Berks County, as far as 2 offices, not 2 locations, but literally 2 offices, a conference room, and a little sitting area. And now we've grown to inhabit 2 floors in the downtown building over Canal Street Pub on 531 Canal Street. So it's been fantastic. And we've really utilized a lot of the Reading community resources, a lot of the chamber resources, a lot of the KIZ tax funds.
Great.
In order to reinvest back into ourselves, whether it be through hardware, through infrastructure, and really to move and grow our company in the industry that we're in.
And just looking at your website, it looks like you have some really interesting customers, be it the U.S. Navy, General Dynamics. Can you maybe elaborate on how that relationship is, and maybe some of the products that and services that you're working with them? Absolutely.
So our main focus is we're a defense contractor. We work mainly with the U.S. Navy, as you said, the United States Coast Guard, MSC, which is Military Sea Lift Command, and a lot of the DoD and Homeland Security centers. But we also do some work with a lot of private industry now as well. So our main focus back when we first started was AIT, so a lot of repairs, installations, and upgrades and modernizations of ships in the Navy and MSC and the Coast Guard. And that's still pretty much our bread and butter industry. We still do a lot of that support of the Navy, whether it be through the new installations and modernizations or the repairs of previous systems in order to keep our fleet #1 in the world. So we've moved along with that stuff to help support that stuff and do a product line of different software applications, different hardware applications that we're really starting to manufacture and grow over the years specifically. So we do a lot of training resources that we work on now, whether it be training stands, which we're manufacturing here and in our Virginia plant that we're using to help sailors in naval classrooms to really understand a lot of the electrical components, the PLC components of different systems, and be able to train them off-site so that when they get into the role on-site, they're ready to go.
Very, very interesting. So how has the transition been between working with the Coast Guard and the Navy to private industry?
It's been very interesting. I think we thought the government was sometimes hard to work with, and I think that they both seem to have their influences as well. But it's been very fun to work with private industry because they're very outgoing and they're very much attuned to the changes in technology and the advancements that we have today. So that's been fun to really be able to put in our 2 cents as far as a lot of the technology capabilities that we have as well. One of our products is called WAVE, which is a workforce, it's our enhancement tool.
Sure.
It's our new application. I apologize. So workforce assessment, verification, and evaluation. There we go. So got my acronym right that time. My boss will sure to be calling me out on that.
And
later.
as far as WAVE is concerned, what kind of uses might there be in private industry?
So WAVE does great for logistical information. It does great for assessments, evaluations, and maintenance procedures to be able to identify gaps or be able to identify resources that are needed for a certain product to be able to really help out the industry with personnel, with maintenance tasks, with keeping their uptime on their machines running, stuff like that.
So I notice you're both you're actually doing some manufacturing now.
Correct.
So could you maybe explain how that is growing within your organization?
So I think that goes back to we're very some specialized manufacturing now for doing obsolescence engineering and obsolescence products for the Navy, and back to the point of the training stands that we're also working on. Right. So we're using the KIZ funds and some stuff like that to reinvest as far as welding machines and sandblasting machines to be able to build a lot of these products from the ground up. So it's very interesting in that sense to really see some of those specialized components that are going on to ships and into classrooms that we're starting to build and we're growing our workforce in that same scenario. They're moving up along with us, and we're getting the new technologies to really make us a real key player in a lot of these obsolescence engineering, which is one of the biggest industries in which we're in.
And that's something that's really interesting. When I looked at the website, that your company, you're both manufacturing, you have engineering, special products. You seem to cover the entire gamut.
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the ways that we really stay competitive in the industry, is we're able to offer full-fledged solutions and full-fledged system components to all of our customers. We're not just stuck on, we have to do one thing. We can do the design, build it, and then implement it all in the same product line, which really is an advantage to our customers as far as cost, but also to know that they're working with us from the beginning to the end. So the support is there as well, which makes us a very viable option to them.
And the one thing is the can-do attitude, and the service that Continental Tide really prides himself in.
It's a very exciting attitude, I feel like. There have been projects that I had very little information on when I started, and now I get to really build into that. I get to experience new things, which really helps grow my own knowledge base, but also the knowledge base of a lot of my coworkers. We love to experience new things and take new challenges on and really build our new repertoire of skills. And I think that's one of the most exciting things that Continental Tide has done.
Great. And it's interesting how you said you started with 2 offices. And so what was something that was a surprise to you that you wouldn't have anticipated with the growth of the organization?
So I think I always expected us to grow. I think I always expected us to expand. I don't know if I expected it this fast. Our president, Keith, has been, I think he did an article with you guys as well, but he is one of the hardest working and pushes very hard everybody to really strive forward and move forward. There's only one way, and that's forward, as he would always say. So I think the expectation was that we were going to grow and we were going to expand, but at the rate that we have expanded, I think is phenomenal. And Keith has really pushed that and really pushed us to really challenge ourselves every single day and not get complacent and not get stationary, and that's really led to a lot of our success.
And I really think that Continental Tide really epitomizes one of the great success stories that we've had in the past few years.
I definitely appreciate that, and I think that we're just so happy to be a part of this community. We've noticed that the Chamber and Berks County, it's some of the hardest working people that we've ever found, and we love our office and our support staff and our engineers that we're able to put in here. It creates an environment that I think is unlike anywhere else in the world, or anywhere else in the country at least. And I think that's one of the greatest resources we've had available to us to grow.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Zachary, so much for your time today. As we celebrate Manufacturing Month in October, we wanted to highlight one of the small businesses that has been growing and really benefiting from the workforce within Berks County. So thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Mark. Really appreciate it. We look forward to many more years here in Berks County, and we hope to continue to grow alongside the Reading Chamber and our community.
Great. So on behalf of the Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce, I'd like to thank everyone for their time today, and especially Zachary for sharing us some of the tremendous things happening at Continental Tide. Thank you.
Thank you so much.